There was once a game developer and producer man named Badr, Badri,
Biboa.
who also made other games like The True, Kitty Cat, Ball Travels, Zero Gravity, and Chicken Attacks. And it's an Angry Birds ripoff, because of course it is. And who can forget Laws of Machine? I was actually planning on reviewing Aladdin on the SNES for my first ever game review, because it's one of my favorite video games of all time. But then I went on my Switch and looked through the Nintendo eShop, and I found this. This game has literally no reason being on the Nintendo eShop for any kind of money. I can understand it being on Steam, but the official Nintendo eShop? Really? I first heard about this game while watching Kedikaris in his video I spent $115 on the worst PS4 games ever video. But the thing is that he didn't really go into detail about the game, what's good, what's bad, but mostly bad. Just saying these are my opinions after playing this game. So if you have any opinions different from mine, post them down in the comments, and I won't read them. Why am I doing this again? I'm not going to rip into this guy too hard because he has games on both Nintendo Switch and PlayStation, and he obviously has more motivation than I do. He obviously knows what he's doing, you know, to a certain extent. First, let's start off with what's good about this game.
Badr Biboa.
Did all of these 3D models himself is very impressive. The main menu starts out giving you all the options that looks a lot like Fallout. And actually my boyfriend Marcus pointed out that the text at the bottom, Robotech, looks like a combination between Robco and Voltec from Fallout. Inspiration, reference, or coincidence? Scientists can't tell. There's a whole menu where you can view all of the 3D models he's made for the game, with some little lore bits, and now I know that the professor made an angry design of the main robot just for fun. Is this guy the villain? I don't know, since I only made it halfway through the game and gave up. Or I wasn't paying attention to the opening cutscene where the angry designed robot breaks out and crushes the professor to death. So if DR13 is supposed to function like DR12, then why is it suddenly evil? Someone had to have programmed that evil robot, right, Professor? And I guess DR12 is watching from some live feed and decided to go save the professor. And one would assume that the professor's own D12 robot that was made to protect him and take care of him, that's supposed to drive cars and take care of infants, is only right down the hall or in the next room. Well, no, because there wouldn't be any game, so naturally, we have to go through 20 levels of puzzles full of robots, lasers, and bombs. This game is run on a 2D plane with 3D graphics, if you couldn't tell. You need to collect batteries to increase your voltmeter to 100. Once you do that, you can teleport to the next level. I was playing on the Nintendo Switch, and every time I pass between the levels, the screen blinks like the system wants to go to the main menu. It's like the Switch itself doesn't even want to play this shit anymore. Speaking of shit, I understand wanting to create a good atmosphere and try to make the music sound as dramatic as possible, like you're on an important mission or something, but why did you make it so loud to the point where you can't hear anything else? The sound effects are so drowned out that you can only hear them when the game changes tracks. In fact, the opening screen music is carried from the title to the 3D model menu, through the opening cutscene, and ends at the beginning of the second level. I tried to look for any kind of options to turn the music down, but it just doesn't exist that I can see. Not in the first start menu, help option. You cannot control the volume at all in this game. You have to click mute on your TV remote to turn off the music completely. Enough about the sound design, and move on to the controls. I think the point of the jumping controls was that they're supposed to be floaty since it's a robot. But what annoyed me most was that there was some delay with the jumping and I kept falling to my death. It might have been just my fault, honestly. But the jetpack parts are the worst. You have to be careful with it, because if you hit the jump button too hard at the wrong time, you go shooting straight up into a bomb and you have to start the level all over again. What made me quit this game completely was at level 10, where this stupid wall of lasers chases you while you have to jetpack through bombs that will make you start again if you even so much touch them with 1 pixel. I had to collect these 2 blue tubes and place them into these containers to move on, but I can only get one since the other one was in with all of these bombs and I couldn't get through them without blowing up the tube forever and having to restart. So naturally, I quit the game forever and wasted $6 of my already unemployed bank account. Since I didn't finish the game, I went to look up the ending because I was curious, and it turns out the game turns from a 2D platformer to temple run with holes that you can barely see because it's so dark. So all in all, this game is bad. I would never even download this again, even for my baby cousin to play. But just because it's a bad game doesn't mean that blood, sweat, and tears didn't go into making it. And I should remind you, those blood, sweat, and tears came from one person. So if
Badri Biboa.
does see this, keep doing what you love and mastering your craft. There's a skeleton of something there that you can actually work on and make better if you have the right help. I knew it was bad going into it. Why am I still here? Why are we all still here? Hello everybody who watched this video, thanks for watching. I haven't been on YouTube in a very long time and I really hope this video turned out well, so please subscribe if you can. I have a lot of opinions on video games and I actually want to get all of my opinions out. I have a lot of ideas for other video games I'm going to be reviewing. So please subscribe, hit that bell, and hopefully you'll see me then. Goodbye everybody!